What's going on, guys? It's Rejuvenate here, and I'm back again bringing you another Division video today. As I promised, I'm going to be going over my gear slash setup slash build, whatever you want to fucking call it, for this game. Alright, so right away, let's dive right into the sniper that I have. I'm running a Police MK17, which is going to be doing 718,954,000. 55, I wish I was doing that much. But 718,000 basically. Now, because it is a sniper, it is going to rank higher up in the DPS category. Now, things that factor into it is your rounds per minute, and I believe your magazine size as well, yeah. So your magazine size that I have is plus 115.0 magazine size, a plus 4 crit hit damage. That's going to factor into your damage per second, and then your rate of fire is going to damage into your damage per second. So that's that. Then your optical, your optics VX1 scope times 12, you can see what it has on there, plus 17, plus 3 hit crit, and then the optical zoom range does not matter. That's not for damage, that's more for how much you can see, ergo optimal range. And then you also have your large muzzle, which is I have a suppressor on it, which gives me 16.50% headshot, 2.50 stability, crit hits 2.50, and then the reduced threat is useless because these fuckers don't actually work. Another thing that factors into the damage of this gun is going to be all your attachments. So the last one on this one's the Coyote, plus 4 crit hit, and that's the only thing that's going to factor into it. The reload speed has nothing to do with it, and then the optimal range has nothing to do with it. Now, I switched back to my Lova C because it is the best gun right now in the current meta that we are on for PlayStation 4 / Xbox One, because we do not have the 1.6 meta yet. So right off the rip, it has a 19% enemy armor damage. Destructive, which I rolled onto it. Vicious came onto it, and Swift. Swift is good because it's the 25% reload, and if you're in PvP, it's going to come in a lot. You want to be able to do that. So magazine size is 116. That doesn't matter to do with the damage. This is a 3% crit hit. Rate of fire is going to go up by 4.50 with that magazine. The sight is the same sight I have on the sniper. The only thing different here is the headshot damage and the crit hit damage. Accuracy doesn't matter too much because we're not really zooming down the scope with it. We're just ADSing and shooting. Reload speed doesn't really matter. Stability 2.50, and then another plus 4 crit hit damage. So this gun itself is doing 376,000. Now the pistol is doing 280, and it came with a base damage. Well, I have an extended mag on it, which is 103.50 magazine size, and then the rate of fire and blah blah blah. Stability with the muzzle brake, crit hit damage, that boosted up, and then the headshot boosted up. So that's where I got the 280 damage. Now, let's get into my current build with the gear. We've gone over the weapons, let's go over the gear now. Alright, so I'm running a Firecrest chest piece. It's going to have the major attributes is health, armor, and I rolled this for stamina. And the XP doesn't matter, that you can roll that to wherever the fuck you want. I didn't roll armor or anything on it. I don't roll anything on any of my gear until I get a good armor roll on the chest piece. So if it's at, say, like 3,000, I'll roll it for stamina, because that's how I set my build up. I have usually 2 pieces of stamina rolled, and the rest are all firearms. Keep that in mind. And then keep in mind my stamina itself. So on this, we have the prototype firearms mod, which gives me 266 firearms, 244 armor, and then the prototype stamina, which is going to give me 229 stamina and 263 armor. Alright, so with that alone, that's going to boost me up. I can't really enter it because I can enter this. That's going to boost my toughness up right there. another thing that will boost my toughness up. This is my Pharaoh's Oxygen Mask. It was kind of for a high-end build, but it's really the most useful thing I have right now for my current build, because you can take damage while being shot. I mean, you can shoot while on fire, I should say. So I put a stamina mod on this. I did roll this one for firearms. 1200, you can see right there. We have a prototype stamina, which is going to give me 248 stamina and 260 armor. So that boosted my toughness up a shit ton. So when you look at it, it looks like I have 1163 armor. Next is my knee pads. These are going to be Banshee Shadow knee pads. I rolled these fuckers for the stamina category, so that boosted it up automatically off that. And getting high armor rolls on your knee pads is one of the hardest ones to get. Knee pads, mask, and then your your gloves. These three are the hardest ones to get high armor on. So getting the knee pads to almost at 3,000 armor, that's really good. I didn't roll shit on that except this. So the current major attribute is the armor. As you can see, you got your minor attributes: XP increase, burn resistant, and disorder resistant. And then I'm not running any of the gear itself with it. I have a prototypes firearms mod plus 1 hit crit chance, and then the 265 plus increase to firearms. So we got plus 470, which is beyond belief, which is really good for rolling it to be stamina, because regularly they're like 205 like that. Electronics. And then the performance mod I have on is the 6% self heal first. The first 8 self heal, which is one of your abilities. The backpack I rolled for stamina. We have 910 major attribute, minor attributes, the ammo capacity, not running any of the gear with that. And I put on this a firearms mod again, 256 increase, then a 1 hit percent crit hit chance. And then the other two is for my underground build. As you can see, my prototype performance mod, which is going to be for healing stations. That comes in very handy down here. I am thinking once the 1.6 drops, I'm going to go for Reclaimer, because Reclaimer is going to focus all around the support station. If you have all pieces of Reclaimer on, you get all 3 of those abilities unlocked. Now, my next piece is my Skull MC gloves. That's another named high-end you can get. That gives you 10% damage is increased by 16 when no gear set bonuses are active, which isn't bad. It's gonna fuck with my next build when I get the 1.6 update. Minor attributes: we got the marksman rifle, crit hit damage, and then pistol damage. If I could roll twice, I would get rid of that pistol damage and then roll it for assault rifle damage, because I can get my assault rifle up a lot higher than what it's at right now if we were able to roll 2 things, but that would make people cry and make me OP. This one I rolled for firearms again. Minor attributes, or that's pretty much a minor attribute in my opinion, because it's only 1 attribute, is 632 armor, and I put on a performance mod for healing station. Now, that's my current build right here. So if you look at my toughness and then calculate all that in there, it's going to go by your stamina, which my health is 192,000, almost 200,000. Electronics are shit, always have been shit in this game. Fuck with that. That's my pistol. This, we want to go down to... Where in the fuck? Stop scrolling. There. 1 second. Alright. So, if you're looking for survivability, you can figure out how your toughness is combined. I still don't know how the hell that's fucking 415,000, but it's beyond me. Now, when it comes to your mitigation, you want it to be at least a 50 in this for 1.5 and on Tier 5 world. So that's going to take most of your bullet damage right there against weapons. Your health regeneration, that's kind of it's not the most important, but it's really important at the same time. So that will determine how fast you can regenerate your health. Let's see here. Alright, so there's that. Now, let me go take you into my stash box and show you the next build I'm going to be working with. Okay, so we want this, this, this. I have those already on. Alright. So, for a high-end build of the named items, it's going to drop my stuff. I'm not modding any of this shit. That's just to show you the high-end build. Now, for someone that's going for a high-end build, what you're looking for with the Larry Barrett's chest piece is armor. If you get the Larry Barrett's chest piece, roll armor. I have health on it right now, but to re-roll this costs like almost 100 million credits, so I haven't been able to roll it again. This is more for my second character when I make him the high-end build. The biker bag, which isn't that bad. It's good for the dark zone. You don't really drop much shit, and you don't lose XP when killed in the dark zone. You've already seen that. These short bow champion pads, blah 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 blah. It's gonna reduce the time on grenades. I have not really played around with this one. Right off the bat, I mean, for a new character, this is pretty good. If you have this already, if you send this to your another character, it's gonna be decent. But my current damage, holy shit. Wait a minute. Okay, well that is a shock right there to me. Oh, my firearms are at the fucking 6,700, that's why. So if I were to mod these fuckers up and put stuff on them. The hell do I have on this one? Stamina? Skill? Oh god, no. What's on this? Let's put this on it. It's gonna lower my toughness. What's better? This one or this one? Nope, we want this now. Let me unmod this. This is firearms. This is gonna completely fuck with my shit. But for the sake of the time. Alright, so as you can see, you can actually boost yourself up a hell of a lot with the mods. So we're gonna actually lower some of the damage real quickly on some of this stuff. You can get your toughness back up with the mods. I haven't rolled jack shit yet on this. So right off the bat with this high-end build, I might have to run it. The only reason my actual primary DPS is still pretty fucking high is mainly because of this, and these three right here. I did not change these three whatsoever. Now, when I re-roll this, I'm going to re-roll these for the stamina, and I'm going to re-roll this for stamina. Holy shit. I need to re-roll this for armor. Because the armor mitigation, I believe, right now is complete shit with this current build. Where? Oh, where? My armor, I'd drop like a fucking toothpick if I had this build running in the dark zone. Or even in the underground. The armor mitigation is your key to survivability. My max health is complete garbage now. My toughness is ass cheeks. Alright, so yeah, just by a couple things. I had more stamina mods. Anyways, if you have stamina mods and you get rolls like this that is going to get your damage through the fucking roof, put them on. And then fuck with your stuff then. But currently, it's not more of the I'm trying to get my shit back up real quickly as I'm talking and fucking with my head. This and this. We want to take that off. Put onto this. We want this one. And then this one. Take that off that. Swap it out for this. 280. Performance. Okay. So now I got my build back to how it was. This is the most balanced that I can get it without fucking with my toughness just yet. Now for all you people who are out there trying to run gear sets, trying to figure out the best damage way, for damage or for a skill set, the best way I'd say it at this point, at this current meta, strikers run 3 pieces of striker, and then try and run 3 pieces of Predator's Mark. I don't have any more Predator's Mark on me at the moment. I usually have some sort of Predator's Mark, because that was my last build, was a Predator's Mark set with the high end. So Predator's Mark is going to give you, oh god, I don't even fucking remember. Let's go take a look. Because this guy down here doesn't sell anything but cachets. And we don't need to fucking try and dick around for a cachet, because I'm just going to end up selling the shit. So, for those of you who are new to the game, you might be asking yourself, well, how do I get these items? Well, you can go down, if you had the season pass, or you just buy the DLC regularly. The way I got most of my gear was not in the Dark Zone. It's more of the underground, because that's a PvE area I would go into. It's basically the Dark Zone on crack for PvE, but it's not as reliable. Like, if you have someone on your friends list who is rank 40 down there, tell them you want to go down there, tell them you want to, grind your ass off for 2 or 3 hours down there for gear, and at the same time you're earning underground cachets, which will give you your percentage of trying to get a Thompson. The Thompson only drops down there instead of the Tommy gun that only drops in the Dark Zone. Alright, so for a DPS build, I'd go with this as well. 3 pieces will activate 8% assault rifle damage and give you plus 10 reload speed. That was my first idea, was just to try and get Predator's Mark and Striker, because Striker is your 10% armor damage and stability. And if you're running a low C, that makes a big difference. For someone who's going for a skill build, you're going to want to try and get Tactician's Authority, and I had to remember which one it was, because they did change a lot of this stuff. Nope. Alright, so Tactician's Authority is more for a skill build, and another really good one with the skill build is Sentry's Call. Was it Sentry's Call? No. Was it defense? Defense, yeah. Put on defense. If you can get 2 sets of that, 2 pieces to 3. If this 10% skill power doesn't matter that much, as long as you have a skill power on that itself, it's gonna you're not gonna notice it. Skill haste is what you want. So skill haste, and then if you get the defense in 4 pieces of that bastard, and you have your skill power through the roof, and if you have a decent firearms, which is going to get your damage per second up, that's how that works with a whole bunch of mods, and you're running, if you have the SMG, that is going to give you a really good, it's going to give you a good advantage, because you get your access to your assault shield plus your SMG, and at 1.6 the crit hit damage is not going to be reduced. You're actually going to get the crit hit damage when you're running the SMG build with that. Now if you're going for something for more stability, initial bullet stability would be Deadeye and then Striker, because you get 20% stability. Now for Dark Zone, the current Dark Zone build that everyone seems to be running because it's OP as fuck is your Alpha Bridge. Now Alpha Bridge is going to be seeing a nerf with it coming into 1.6. They are not changing the first 2 abilities, just the 4th one. So instead of unlocking... there it is. Instead of unlocking all 6 of your talents all the way down, you only unlock 4. So it's to be like these 4 on the first 2 guns. You're not unlocking all the talents. I believe that's how they said it in their last podcast. Now, for those of you who are going to be playing during 1.6, collect these guns right here. The Valkyrie, the Liberator, the Historian, and then if you hit any other guns that drop, like the Caduceus, and then the FAMAS. The FAMAS is being changed to a high-end named weapon / exotic, so hang on to that. Hang on, if you get the Hungry Hog, hang on to that. The Pecan. Any of those guns, hang on to them, because on 1.6 they are going to be getting a buff. And there is going to be a new Valkyrie coming as well. It's like the Eli or some shit like that. If you have both of them at the same time, one of them gets like a chance to like insta-kill or some shit like that. And the way to get any of this stuff once 1.6 happens is going to be, you're going to want to run legendary missions. Now, legendary missions are going to be the best way to get your gear and items. Now, why I say that is because instead of receiving just a regular old cachet that you can buy off anyone, really, except I don't think this guy has it. Yes, he does. He has the cachets. So instead of getting like weapon sealed cache, gear cache, mods, all that shit, I don't know if you're going to be able to buy them yet. But they're introducing a legendary cache, which gives you a guaranteed legendary item. It could be anything from the gear sets, which all these are going over to legendary. This is going to become legendary. The legendary guns. And then they're all going to have unique talents on them. So instead of having 4 pieces, I believe in order to get every single talent unlocked, you have to have on all 6 pieces. But enough of that. This is about how to get gear. Like I said, best ways to get gear: underground, grind the fuck out that. If you don't have the underground, head into the dark zone. Heading down to either DZ01, depending on the server type. If you're in DZ01, you're going to want to hit the area where the extraction is, the underground. Pop up out of the underground, hit all your landmarks. And then, if you don't want to go into the dark zone, look up world bosses and their spawn locations. There are 1 in every sector except for Hell's Kitchen and I don't think there's 1 here. There's not 1 here, and there's not 1 in Kips Bay, if I remember correctly. Because I mean, I run these every day, but off the top of my head, I do believe there's not 1 in Kips Bay here near the... No, there is 1 in the last call. Never mind, I lied. Madison Station, I don't believe there is 1 there. I've never been down in that area. I think it's kind of like a mix between this area and this area. But if you don't know the world bosses, look them up. I believe there's like 7 or 9 of them. They can drop you some interesting shit. Your field proficiency caches, and then you're gonna want to go and try and earn the underground caches, which you get that for every level. There are 40 levels. The 40th level, you unlock the appearance, the Banshee crap that used to be the blind gear. Which is stupid that they got rid of the blind, but people were bitching and complaining. Not my business. Now, for those of you who are focused on gear sets, try and mix and match them. For those of you who are more focused on high-end builds, try and go for the named high-end stuff. It's the best in the game. Just because if you look at the Barrett's bulletproof chest piece you can get, it's, you know, it increases your skill power by 10 with no skills. Are, you know, on cooldown. 1 skill on cooldown will increase your damage by 5%, and then 2 skills will increase your increases armor. I thought they were both damage. See, you learn something new every day. And then this one, Skull MC gloves, those drop off any boss. They're like candy. The hardest ones to get right now, not that one, is the Larray Barrett's chest piece, Joe Ferrio's mask, and the short bow knee pads. The only reason I got this and this is because I got This is the first one I got. This was out of a cache. After I completed one mission, I got the cache, opened it. I did the Police Academy. The Ray Barrett's chest piece drops at Lexington event. The short bow drops at Madison Field Hospital. You can get Colonel Bliss's holster off his mission. Joe Farrow's off his. You have to kill him. That's the only way to get it. Instead of like 4 things to drop, it'll be like 5 items that drop, and you'll notice it because it's going to be gold. The backpack only drops in the Dark Zone. So those of you who want the messenger bag, ninja messenger bag bullshit, you gotta go in the Dark Zone. You gotta go kill your bosses in the Dark Zone. Other than that, you cannot earn it from a cache. I might be wrong. I did look that up before. I take that back. You can actually earn all this shit from caches. So instead of, you don't have to grind the Dark Zone, you don't have to grind the missions, but I mean, the more you grind those missions, the easier it will be to get your item. Now, if you guys have any more questions or have anything recommended on anything you're confused about, comment down below. I'll do another video, or I will reply to your comments. And as always, it's your boy Rejuvenate. I'm out of here. I hope you guys all have a good one. Peace.